I got to lean in.
Honey, come on in. Come on in. The switch is quick, is it not? Hello. Sorry about being late. Antonio, how are you doing today?
I'm doing I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I had put a little message in the chat, let the people know we was running behind.
That's saying I was like, are we? Oh, but anyway, thank you so much for that, Antonio. I'm glad. I'm glad you was had my back on that. Dream, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, feeling refreshed. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for asking.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys. So we're going to go into this last week's episode of Married to Medicine. And honey, oh, I forgot I had congenial jazz right there, but it remains true. I am in my congenial era. But to this episode, it was about Big Jackie, Little Jackie, Skinny Jackie, Thick Jackie, whatever you want to call her, but it was Dr. Jackie. So let's go ahead and comments. Thank you guys for being in the chat. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'm going to jump right into it. In the beginning, the first thing that we get into is Eugene. Eugene has taken Toya to a flower shop so they can kind of, what is that, arrange their own bouquets?
Yeah.
Okay, so they go into they're doing the arrangements. Toya said this is a 10 out of 10 date. And I want to ask you guys in the chat how you guys feel about this date. Do y'all give it, what would you guys give it out of 10? And I'm going to ask you guys as well real quick. Dream?
Well, maybe for Toya, it was a 10 out of 10. For me personally, it would be like a 7, just because I'm not really into flowers that way. No, my name is what my name is, but no.
Oh, I forgot your name was Jasmine. I was like, Dream. I didn't know it was a dream flower. Okay. Yeah, Dream's name is Jasmine as well. Antonio.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like she really enjoyed it, so I'll give it a 10. He put some thought into it, and it was something, I guess, that he knows going forward, like, what kind of flowers she would like if he's sending her something. But knowing Toya, she would probably change her favorite flower, so it'll probably be something. He'd probably send one flower that she liked when they went on the date, and she probably would be upset and think because her favorite flower has changed to another flower, and now his communication is considered bad because he didn't ask her.
Exactly. Okay.
Exactly.
You would think, because my thing was when I saw that, like, it made me think that it was a genuine like 10 out of 10 for her because she's trying not to be as snappy and whatever. Yeah. But in reference to the wine date, what would you guys, do y'all think it was just, do you think it was a genuine, like, okay, this is something I like, this is a 10 out of 10 for me outside of the wine, which seemed a little bit classier, a little bit more smoothier? Do you guys in like think that it was more of a genuine thing because Toya said she liked flowers? And so
I do.
Okay.
I do. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Toya says that she's taking into account what Simone said about speaking with more tact. And Eugene says in the confessional that it's hard being married to Toya and that it's hard work. Now, those are two different things. Saying it's just hard being with somebody and saying that it's hard work pleasing somebody, I think it's two different things. Now, I have been in a relationship before that, somebody said it was easier to be with somebody else than it was with me at the time, but he said it was he wanted easier. It's better to, not harder, excuse me. It's better to want harder or more like of a I don't know what to say. What's the word?
Challenge?
More of a challenge. Thank you, Dream, for that, honey. But what do we think about that? Do we think that was like a bad thing to say in a confessional, or do we do what I said make a little sense? Dream, you can answer that.
I agree with him that it probably is hard being married to her because it's hard to watch their marriage sometimes and the things that she says to him. But he's speaking his truth. Hey.
Okay. Antonio?
When Dream put it that way, I get it. Toya has, said that his thing was little and, called him fat. Like, she said a lot of stuff about him. So, and she is not, Toya is not, you can see, not an easy person to, communicate with. And she seems very spoiled. So I'm sure it probably is hard. But I just wish she would have said hard work. Because if anybody in either of my 3 monogamous relationships that I'm in right now.
You are crazy.
If any one of them say that that it is like hard to be in a relationship with me,
right?
We good. I'm good.
Who's called?
That spot will be refilled.
honey. Because listen, baby, make it hard, honey. Earn me. What?
That's funny.
Just put
You know what I'm
that. I
saying?
mean, that just makes it sound so negative.
Well, yeah, I didn't like how you said it. It's hard being married to you. And then he looking back and forth like, don't do
Because
all
he
Look,
that.
he
meant that.
laughed.
It's hard being married to her. She complains all the time.
I mean, I want to be a little bit of a challenge, you know what I'm saying? Please, but I don't want nobody to say it's hard being with me, honey. I'm a peach. So anyway. Oh, I didn't know somebody had something like drink. Oh, anyway. Tori tells Eugene that it's been more refreshing being around the girls since I'm guessing since Quad left. I mean, Sammy don't come out the bag on me, but that's what she said. She said she hasn't felt like that in a long time. That was pretty much the first scene. Did one of you guys have anything to say or have anything to add before we move on to the second scene? Let me know.
No, I think that statement. I mean, it probably has been easier because ain't nothing been going on. It's been pretty boring. So,
okay, I forgot.
Yeah.
I thought it was a nice gesture for him to do that date. I wouldn't have offered those girls any wine. That's just me, but it was cute.
Who did he offer? Oh, he offered the workers some wine. Did I miss that?
Toya did.
Oh,
I missed that. Now, come on, details.
They were sipping.
Oh, it was just them two in there. It looked like, a flower shop. And I say that because it is a flower shop, but I would think that if they have like a thing to, arrange flowers and make their own bouquets and stuff, that it would have like a different, be a little bit more, I don't know.
Upscale,
just a little bit.
Right for the guests, but not for the worker.
I mean, but they were there too. They were saying
maybe they ain't there. They ain't babysitting kids or nothing like that. They at the flower shop drinking some champagne.
They knocking over petunias and tulips and shit. I'm like, get off of me, Lily. Okay, so the next scene is Dr. Damon and Heavenly at a networking event. Now, my first question is, okay, in the comments, I want you guys to give me a 1 through 10. I mean, no, a 1 through 3. I mean, was it 1 through 3? No, 1 through 10. Okay, because I was going to just do a 1 through 3. But in general, it would be better for 1 through 10 for people to in the comments. Can y'all let me know what you rate Heavenly's outfit? Okay. Dream. 1 through 3. I mean 1 through 10.
1 through 10 for Heavenly. I'm gonna give her an 8, above average.
Would you, before I go to Antonio, now Dream, would you?
I would have switched the blonde, but for Heavenly showing body yachty, I liked it.
Okay, I see what you're saying now, Antonio.
I give it a good solid 4.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I agree.
Give her grace,
which is high on Jazzy Gal's scale. 3 is high for me, so I would give her a 3. Because like Dream said, it's Heavenly. She looks like a throwback. So thank you guys for letting me know that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. All the women show up, and Jackie says they would get a phone call from Surgeon General because it is actually in a cigar lounge, which I didn't know if it was a good thing or a bad thing because we're doctors, but I like cigar lounges. I mean, I just like, I don't I don't smoke anything, but it's just the point, just being in there. So the lady said that it is clear that Phaedra dressed Heavenly because the skirt dress is too small. Heavenly brings a man over for Phaedra. He's an older man, and Toya asks her if that's her type. And Sweet Tea leans over and says that's what she needs is an older man. She need her. That's what she need. She need an older man. Yeah, she need that. So that man is touchy-feely. Asks her if he can drum on her drum set booty. Phaedra says she wants the youngest and scurries off to kind of give them some milk. Dr. Damon says on the mic, he's thanking everybody for showing up and says that he told his friends back in the day on the first date with Heavenly that it's just like going out with one of the boys, and she's super cute, very much giving buddy. So Heavenly takes the mic and brings Phaedra out there and begins to auction her off to the masses. So I don't really know what to say about Phaedra and Heavenly's relationship because Phaedra did not seem like she was upset about that. It was kind of funny, whatever. So I don't really. Anyway, let me know how you guys feel about that. Antonio, can you go first?
Um, so I let me say this. I thought the event was amazing to see all the, Black excellent scholars in the building, the doctors, the lawyers, and Phaedra came in. She knew a lot of the people, so you knew that they were like legit. So that was really, really good to see. His speech was funny. You felt like he was with one of the boys, and she was cute. And yeah, therefore, that comes to Buddy. Um, he calls her Buddy. She calls him Daddy. Then, in reference to, I guess, the auction, since it's from Heavenly, it's always gonna be a little bit of a shade. So it's just kind of like that's expected from her now. I personally would not have done that. Now, granted, if you have someone that you think may be good for me, okay, cool, introduce me to this person. But don't put me on stage like you selling me like how they were selling people on Get Out. or
I wanted to put Slave on there, but I was like, don't cancel me.
Like you selling me to the highest bidder. I had thought about that, Jasmine, but then that other reference popped in my head, so I decided to go with that. But like you selling me to the highest bidder, and then I don't do that, because it's gonna bring me a whole bunch of riffraff. Like Damon clearly got a lot of doctors and lawyers that are his friends and associates. If you know somebody that's single and that is, probably might be a good fit for me, then just introduce me to that person. But don't put me up there like that. And then she had on this long blonde Barbie wig. I hate Phaedra in blonde wig.
Oh, Phaedra.
Yeah, Phaedra. Yeah, the Heavenly had on the short version
of the same wig. Yeah, yeah, of the same wig. Okay, you good? You done with that? Okay, Green. What you got?
I mean, I second what you're saying, Antonio. I didn't like the fact that Heavenly did that. I do feel like Phaedra handled it well by just laughing it off and being playful about it. About that guy who mentioned her buns, they were sitting up. Like, I can't lie. Phaedra looked good.
True. That is true. They were.
But keep it in your head, sir. Don't be saying that out loud.
Right.
Especially at that type of event, you just expect a high caliber of interaction.
Right.
That's was thanking Phaedra. If you watch this, yeah.
That's how mine be sitting up.
I heard.
Okay. No, good. Sorry.
I do want to note, though, I'm tired of the blonde wigs. I don't know if it's just me or what, but like everybody's going blonde. Like that whole cast is almost blonde. Almost all of them are blonde, and I'm not really feeling it. Phaedra needs to switch. Heavenly needs to switch it, but who am I? And as far as Damon comparing her or referring to her as his homeboy, I understand, like, oh, you want like someone who can be your friend and your lover. Yeah. But homeboy is not the word to use. It makes me think differently. Like it kind of downplays her in a way to me.
Oh, I thought you was okay. Well, I love a basketball myself, but I don't want to be called a homeboy. You know what I'm saying? I like to do a little wow, but I don't want to be called a homeboy. Hey, I played.
And that's the point guard. Okay.
I was a shooting guard. So
okay.
Don't do it. But right, really loving basketball, but don't call me buddy. So, I think a lot of people have their opinions about Damon and Heavenly. You know what I'm saying? It's like you say, who am I? Who am I? I don't have nothing, to say much about it, but I just don't think I want to be, said to be that. But outside of that, further on into the scene, Toya and Simone are talking to Alicia. Now, I thought this was, have we heard Alicia talk for real? Okay. No, for real. No, I'm dead.
I want to say this was my second time.
Okay. Because she got her bob and everything. I love Alicia, but she's cool. Simone asked if Kima, is that his name?
Kima.
Kiwa. Yeah. Oh, Kima. Okay. What is Kiwa?
Quinoa?
Quinoa is that little like healthy food.
Let me change that. Sorry, you guys. Anyway, Simone asks if Kima has a newfound respect for her role as a mother after the trip, because he was with the kids. Nisha says that he does, and Toya tells her about the conversation the men had at the last episode, referencing them both, them not having any balls. So, I'm sorry, Chase, please. That just made me laugh. Sorry. Saying American women have too much freedom of speech. Now, I do have a question. Do we think Toya was being shady when she said maybe he needs to be around more strong-willed women? That's my first question on that. Alicia says she does respect her king in the confessional. She says she does respect her king and has her own ways, but she also says that the comparison of them is because they're out of, in comparison to them, they are out of control. And someone like her who respects her husband, they want to make a mockery of. So she also throws some shade at Toya. It says that Kima and Toya are similar, but with their opinionated spirit. So real quick on that, do we have anything to say? Because I do have that first question. Do we think Toya was throwing shade, and do we think Alicia was throwing shade at the end about the whole opinionated thing? So, Adrienne, we could start with you.
I do think Toya was throwing shade, and I feel like Alicia defended herself and just held her own by, comparing Toya to her husband. And I like the way that she did it, because Toya is very opinionated, and it can get misconstrued. If it can get her message can get misconstrued sometimes, I feel. So,
do you think that this was also like a little bit of a shade to her husband too, to Eugene?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Because I didn't know. I'll talk about that later. Antonio.
100%. It was shade on Toya's end toward Alicia. Insinuating Alicia is not strong. And Alicia definitely clapped back in. She tried to clap back right then and say he's opinionated just like you. I didn't really like that clap back. I wish she would have said in her confessional, which I wish she would have said that at the table, what she said in her actual confessional, because I felt like that would have been a good shady comeback for them. So I wish she would have kind of switched that around. It was also odd that Toya not really, being there, just only having context of, I guess, the conversation from what, Eugene, told her or whatever, decided that she would bring it to Alicia, who wasn't even there when, I would have said, just hold off on that conversation until, the whole group is together, the men and the women. So that way y'all can have some type of an open dialogue and maybe, open some eyes, but as opposed to just bringing it to Alicia, who wasn't even there or probably not even privy to, that conversation, but putting her in a position to where now she feels like, now I got to defend, my husband. So, yeah.
Okay. I think that, of course, I think, Toya's being shady. I don't know if I agree with them making a mockery of her being more submissive than them. Because this show is about, married to medicine.
Yeah.
So they have doctors and they have doctors' wives. So most of them are stay-at-home moms. So I don't think it is a mockery, but I do think that the differences of personalities is what is more prevalent than a mockery. So I don't know, Alicia and her Bob, she's talking. So we're gonna see, So
See.
hopefully the season's almost over. Moving on. Simone tells the girls her and Cecil are hosting yet another couples trip, and it's their 10-year anniversary for the OGs and Heavenly. Bravo does a clip. Sorry. Bravo does a clip of the seasons of the different trips of of all different seasons, and I enjoyed it. So my question to the comments, the chats, and to you guys, what is your favorite trip on Married to Medicine? Dream, I know you never mind. Let me know.
I'm waiting for it.
No, it's all right. I'll wait for it. But tell me what you guys is, real quick, what you guys is favorite trip. It could be one season, first season to now. That's when I came up here, but
For me, I think whenever they had like that vow renewal and they had like all the pictures from like all the couples when were younger, or I think it was like when they were younger, like their engagement pictures or some type of pictures that they all had. I thought that was nice.
Okay, Antonio.
I'll be honest. I don't remember. The one that sticks out to me is our Pico de Gallo that B.
Period.
I don't know where they were. I forgot. I think they
Mariah.
were on, I think, an island or a beach, something
Might
like
have been
that.
Hawaii. Was it Hawaii?
Was that when her foot was broke? Her
foot was yes.
I remember Mariah saying she would Pico de Gallo.
I think. Yeah.
That's probably my favorite. Chaser, let us know in the comments what tripped up.
Because he's a historian. But mine is actually the one they hate the most. Baby, I loved when Heavenly did that because I can't stand her, but that was really just a lot of drama. It was drama filled. It was action packed, honey. You have gotten out of line, Simone. I love that.
Was pissed,
honey. I loved it. She's like, hey, y'all gotta answer these questions. Hell no, bitch.
Man, when she ended up sitting in that circle, yeah.
Yes. Everybody, she's like, but you don't want to sit down and ask no questions. But I can't stand Heavenly, but I'm sorry. That's one of my favorite ones. Honey, let me know in the comments. If you watch this back later, definitely let us know in the comments in that regard as well. But Simone tells the girls that the couple's trip will be at Hilton Head, South Carolina, which consequently is where Curtis was caught cheating 6 years ago. Simone says she forgot. My question to you guys after this little rundown, do we think it was inconsiderate? And do we think that she actually forgot? Do we believe her? Heavenly gets in Simone's face and tell her that she needs to be more compassionate. The girls ask Jackie, will she be okay with the location? She said she never planned to go, but Simone said it's already booked. Jackie says in her confessional that she doesn't think the issue was malicious, and Simone truly forgot. So real quick, yes or no? Do we think Simone remember or forgot? Dream.
Simone definitely remembers, and she's fake as fuck. Or excuse me, she's fake as hell for that. She should have. There are certain places that are significant, and if you're such a close friend to somebody, and something drastic happened in a certain area, certain airport, you're gonna remember these types of things.
Okay. Wow, I wasn't expecting that one. Antonio.
I don't think Simone was being malicious. I really think she forgot. Maybe they aren't as close as maybe Simone thought they were or are anymore. To know that Hilton Head was a trigger for her. But how did they get to Hilton Head? Did they ride the airplane? So she ain't going to Hartsfield no more. She ain't gonna go to the airport no more because that's where he was at with the lady. If they was in a Marriott hotel, is she not gonna go to a Marriott hotel no more? That's where he was at with. It was just, I don't know. That was a bit much, but I don't think Simone even thought about that at all.
You know what? I like Simone, but Hilton Head is a long name, too long to forget. And that's the only thing I can say. Hilton Head, South Carolina, I did not even know about. I didn't know about that until this show, actually. But I went to what tour you say was ghetto?
Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach. Now, honey, I've been there. The black motorcycle.
And they do like Black Bike Week or something like that.
I went on the bachelorette trip, but I planned it, and I planned it during Black Bike Week. So yes, we had a good time. But we was in like a little condo. It was really nice. So we might not have been in the ghetto, but we was like on the outskirts. So Jason. Please let me know in the comments if you think that Myrtle Beach is ghetto. And let me know if you think she knew as well. I just don't know. I would hope Simone wouldn't do that. But she looked really like, dang, like she did look like, but Heavenly, she was all in her face and talk about it. So let us know what y'all think. So, right after this scene, we see a ghost named Curtis. I have not seen him all season. I forgot how he looked. I hate his mole. He's so tall. His voice, his lips are chapped. It's just a lot of things about him that just make me uncomfy. But in this scene, we see Casper, And Jackie tells Curtis about the couple trip and says it's at Hilton Head. Curtis says he's over it. Jackie says being there can set them back, but she does want to go to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the OGs in Heavenly. So she says they're in a good place, but Curtis says it's cool and all, but he doesn't want to make the trip about them, and doesn't really seem moved by it. Real quick, do we agree with Cat? What's his name? Curtis. I forgot. I was calling him Casper for real. Do we agree with him? Do we see where he's coming from with that, or are they making too big of a difference? Because honey, I know I've been cheated on in different places. Now I've probably been cheated on here in Dallas, and I live here, so I don't know. I'm not gonna just not go to New Orleans because you know he took a bitch there. So honey, let me know if this is too much, Antonio. Let me know. Let me know.
So my thing is, I feel like is it a possibility that they aren't as over that situation maybe as to how they attempted to portray, because I feel like if you are truly over it and you worked through that situation, going there, even it being brought up, should not trigger any type of a setback. That's how I would think about it. But it may be a little different for them. They're married, they're in a completely different situation. But I was just thinking, like, if y'all are really over it, you truly forgave him. I get that if it's brought up, it might sting a little, for the person that's bringing it up, but it shouldn't make her feel any different about tall, high-booted, knock-kneed Curtis with the mole that's been in Dominican Republic with all them little cheap, cute women for the past few months since they've been filming. It shouldn't make her feel no certain way.
Oh God. Well, who knew? Who knew that was all gonna come out like that? Dream, what do you think?
I didn't like the direction that their conversation went, because it was more so Jackie saying, "Are you okay with going? Are you okay?" And it should have been, "Jackie, are you okay with going?" Because it really should have triggered Jackie instead of Curtis, because she's the one who was hurt at the end of the situation due to his cheating. So I didn't really like that they switched. The conversation just went towards Curtis. "I want to go. Is it okay if we go? Is it gonna trick?" No, forget Curtis, girl. Stand up for yourself. Are you okay with going? Because if you're okay with going, go. Tell him he's going. If you're not okay with going, then let him know. And if you're not okay with going, that does prove what you're saying, Antonio, that they're not over the situation. Because if something happened, I live in Texas. If something happened, if I got cheated on here in Texas, am I supposed to move? I'm still gonna be here. Like, girl, what?
You gonna make him go? You gonna make him go, Drew? You gonna make a man go?
Go where?
Would you make a man go to Hilton Head?
Oh yeah, we going.
Okay, so you told him.
I didn't think about it that way, actually. I feel like it shouldn't be, because Curtis didn't get cheated on. He was the cheater. Right. So you hurt Dr. Jackie. So I feel like he should have been asking Jackie, "Are you okay to go?" Because if you cool with it, then I'm cool with it. And that should have been, the end.
Well, I mean,
imagine saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go to this Cheesecake Factory because I cheated with somebody who used to work there. Like, I went there with I cheated there. I'm still gonna go. Like, if
just don't order the same thing.
Go,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna go. Like, you shouldn't.
The Cheesecake Factory got 2 million items on their menu.
You ain't gonna order the same macaroni and cheese.
We can't order the same thing.
That's it. I mean, I would go, honey, and recreate the picture of us walking in the airport together, because I'm petty. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm that petty. I would be like, take a picture of us walking in the airport just like how they was. We're had it. I don't mind stuff like that, because if you don't address it and really just put that in the face, put that really just go face to face with stuff, you're gonna keep on lingering. That shit was 6 years ago, so it's really weird to me that they're still on that. Like, it's closer to 10 years than it is to 5 at this point. Once it gets past, closer to 1 year. So you know what I'm saying, like, once it gets past 5, you know what I'm saying, I just think that it's just dragging. But it does make me think of what Antonio said, like, you're not really over it, because I think that Jackie has made a lot of adjustments with her schedule to be more available to him. She's made a lot of adjustments for Curtis, because a lot of people were telling her that she was the reason why he cheated. So I think that's why Dream, she is more focused on his feelings than not. It's really hard to believe that really confident women can be a fool for a high booty, big mole man. So he ain't that cute, Jackie. Anyway, he's not cute at all to me, but the height might get me because I like to climb trees. But outside of that, it's nothing there for me. But next scene, we get to Aiden's party, and it's a carnival extravaganza, honey. Was this too extravagant for a kid's party? Because Phaedra loves a Dwight party, and I knew in the back of my mind that Dwight was going to show the hell up. Like when the horn was, I was like, "Where's Dwight?" And then he comes out with his Wakanda Forever drapery, and I just knew that's his classic Phaedra. So. My question, you guys, real quick: do we think that was too extravagant for a child? I mean, even though he's 13, he's in the teens, a teenager now. So, let me know real quick. Dream, yes or no?
No.
Antonio?
No.
Okay. Well, Aiden comes out. He's turned up. The fireworks is going. Alicia's bob is. Did anybody see Alicia? Wait.
He did that.
Did anybody see Alicia? She was like, she looked, I don't know what she looked like, but she looked like a cartoon character doing like that. I can't remember if it was something from Bob's Burger or I don't know. But Alicia Bob was doing she was like, yeah. So I enjoyed it. I really love Phaedra's Ghetto Fabulous Extravaganzas. It's tea. Toya says that she thought Apollo would be there. Said if he's a good father, then he should be there. Do we agree? We meet Cecil's brother David. Do we think David's cute? Dream, how old are you?
I'm 21. I'm just kidding.
No, we were lying today. But I don't know if you are young enough to know if you like older men like that. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, he's cute for what? Yeah, he's like probably he looks like 40 something, maybe 50, 40 something. He's cute.
Oh, okay. You would do that, all right. Antonio.
He wasn't like an ugly guy. He was handsome. I thought they gave him more than to me what he might have been due, but hey, that's just me. Oh. He ain't for Apollo.
I mean, Apollo did. Yeah,
true.
None of my business, But I thought he was cute. I do, even though my man is about a couple years younger than I am. But in my usual days, I like an old grandpa or an uncle. You know what I'm saying? So that is my cup of tea. And he wasn't wearing his ring, so honey, I slam dunk him tonight. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing.
Act like she was ready to slam dunk him.
Heavily asks David if he's married, and he says yes. And she says, it's none of her business, but why he doesn't wear his ring. He said he's because he's gaining weight. Said Dr. Damon's band costs $80, so she passes him some money. And meanwhile, Dr. G and Kima are bonding over the chauvinistic nonsense in the corner. So, y'all got anything to say about this little scene with David?
I thought it was funny how Simone was sitting there laughing at her husband's brother who's married, looking at Phaedra's booty.
Yeah.
That's your husband's brother. Okay. Okay. I don't know.
I mean, what was she?
I was just putting two and two.
To say? Don't be doing that.
Yeah.
Listen, let me tell you something.
She can say it jokefully too. She didn't even.
Let's say if that man were to be doing something, I guarantee you Simone is gonna take up his slack because that's her husband's brother. She probably ain't got no type of.
No, I'm saying in the sense of I'm saying in the sense of that's your husband's brother, and if that's how he's acted, imagine how Cecil acts when you ain't around.
Cecil ain't got no.
That's what I'm thinking.
No, Cecil ain't got no play like that. Cecil's goofy play.
I don't know.
You see how Cecil acted with Tammy, and he wasn't even.
Cecil was kind
of. He wasn't even doing Tammy. They was just cool, and he was
all. I think Cecil's handsome.
You think he cuter than David?
No.
Okay, the answer took too long, so he ain't. He's not cuter than David. So I'm just saying he ain't cuter than David, and it's okay because David is my type. back in my day, he just, I like him a little honey.
Girl, back in your day.
Back in my day, hold on, let me tell my man. Hold on. I just tell him I was just playing. But anyway, let me know if you guys thought he was cute in the chat, honey. Don't forget to like and subscribe, honey. Thank you for being here with us and all of that jazz. Heavenly, next scene, Heavenly is asking the girls, are they ready for the couples trip? She asked Simone what made her want to go to Hilton Head, and Simone said she wanted to go somewhere that was close, and she was trying to consider everyone's schedule. And of course, Heavenly brings up Jackie's feelings. And says she thinks Simone didn't change. The producers asked Heavenly why she doesn't think Simone changed the plans, and she said because she's stubborn. The conversation is interrupted by cutting of the cake for Aiden, and Bravo does a beautiful video tribute from Faith when she was pregnant. Moving forward, and I ain't gonna lie, I teared up a little bit because even while watching, it was that scene when he was in the car going to daycare for the first time. When I watched that in the moment, I cried because I would consider myself maybe a tough person in general. And honey, you gotta go to daycare, honey. Mama gotta go to work. But when he said, I just want you to be around me all the time, and I don't want you to forget about me, I cried then. And seeing that again, I was like, oh my gosh, that just remember, because he just seems like the sweetest little boy. And he just grew up right before our eyes. I didn't even know he was 13. So yeah. So I feel like he grew up, right in front of our eyes. And Aiden takes the mic and says that Phaedra's love is overwhelming, and he feels her love and that she's the rock. Bring an emotional scene when we already know Phaedra really cries. So he's very well spoken, beautiful, and Phaedra says motherhood is important, that money is good, but time is what matters. So, honey, I'm in my congenial era, so this is, making my heart grow like the Grinch. Does anyone have anything to say about this? Antonio? No, not a T, Antonio. But Antonio, what you got to say?
I thought because I agree. I know I didn't cry, but I do remember that scene on Housewives when he was in the car and she was taking him to school, and he was like, I just, want to always be your baby and stuff like that. And then to see him now at 13, years old, it's like we did kind of see this baby be born, and now he's 13. And when he was like, your love is so overwhelming, you could tell that she really does put up a lot of time with them and pour a lot into them. That was probably, one of the very few times that we've kind of seen Phaedra be, emotional on TV.
Right.
So that was like, to me, the best part about the entire episode was his speech to her.
Yeah, I'm in my emotional era as well, so I'm crying all the time. Dream.
I definitely do think the highlight point of this episode was his speech to her. It was refreshing I know y'all said something about Dwight, but I kind of thought it was refreshing to see like Dwight was there from jump as far as his birthdays, and to see that he's still around to host or do whatever he's doing for him. It takes a village, people say, right? So I thought that was really nice because as he was giving his speech, I thought back to the Housewives days where, and probably still now, Phaedra was getting, slammed because of the whole Canny situation. And it's like, that's his mom. So no telling what he saw, no telling how the situation was on his mental or whatever. His dad went to prison or whatever. So I thought it was really nice that he was giving his appreciation to Phaedra. And you can tell that they have a close relationship. He's so well-mannered. It was so nice to see, honestly.
It was. I want to ask you guys a quick question about Apollo. Do y'all think he should have been there?
No.
I'm not a top. Sammy called me a top, you guys. That's crazy. Antonio.
To me, it was kind of like, I didn't think he necessarily needed to be there, but if he was in town or whatever, maybe,
I feel like it depends.
He don't want to be there. I was thinking, if so, maybe he felt like he needed to bring his wife or whatever she is, and maybe there's still some contention there. So maybe he opted out. I don't know, but I don't necessarily think he needed to be. No. Okay. He can do his own thing for Aiden elsewhere.
It just won't be as good. That's That was a great party. But next scene, Heavenly pulls Simone and Dr. Jackie aside because Dr. Jackie has finally made it. To check in with Jackie, make sure she's good with South Carolina. Jackie tells Simone that Curtis does not want to go, and Heavenly feels like Simone should own up to this situation a little bit more. Dr. Heavenly keeps interrupting Simone as she's trying to, talk. They get into a little tizzy, and Simone says, "You act like I haven't known this woman for 20 years." And Pamela said, 20 years don't mean a mother thing. Sorry. That's how I say motherfucking like that. So Dr. Heavenly, Simone, Dr. Heavenly move away from the party and finish the conversation. And they're going back and forth about Jackie's feelings. Now, is it me? Are they fighting for Jackie and Jackie was eating this up? Like, did we? I feel like Jackie was like, look at my friends fighting over there. Both.
I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, she's loving the fact that they're fighting over her, like, because she didn't even try to diffuse it or anything. She was eating it up.
Yeah, she doesn't get fought for by Curtis. So I bet it was like a different feeling. You know what I'm saying? I feel like she's had to do a lot of fighting in her life. She had to fight for the marriage, and she didn't even cheat, right? So she being fought. She felt like, oh gosh, it was,
like they love.
Haven't felt this in so long because he's in Calabunga. Where is he at?
Dominican with a young girl.
And I say Calabunga. Wherever he's at. Y'all know I'm from Chattanooga. But anyway, Toya says that she wishes Dr. Jackie would tell her own shade and in her feelings, and instead of having Heavily as a pit bull behind her all the time. So basically what I got from the conversation was Jackie doesn't want to go because she thinks Toya, what I got from the conversation between Jackie and Dr. Simone was that she doesn't really want to go because she thinks Toya is going to bring up the situation and she doesn't want the situation brought up, which I thought was just random to me, even though she might be, that might be true, but I just feel like that's just a reach to be like, okay, so Toya going to bring it up. Like, bitch,
not the same.
We're at Hilton Head. He's in Calabunga. We're going to Hilton Head, and Toya, Toya's a lot of things, but you're not gonna just, she makes her own waves. You ain't got to put no waves on her. So I just didn't understand that, and I just thought it was a reach. Yeah. What you guys think, Dream?
Yeah, Jackie was definitely eating up Heavenly and Simone fighting over her. I'm over Jackie. I think I said episode 1 that we did that I'm gonna be watching Jackie because I was taking some notes. I was picking up some stuff from the past seasons, but I'm like, she had me fooled, y'all. She had me fooled, but I'm fully awake now.
Okay.
But because first it was Simone. First Simone was her mouthpiece. Now her and Heavenly are friends, so Heavenly's her mouthpiece. I really feel like Simone intentionally chose that place so Jackie can speak up, Jackie can work, she can do something, because Simone's always put Jackie in situations for Jackie to speak up for herself, but Jackie never does. It's always someone else speaking for her, except for at one of the reunions. But I feel like Toya probably would have mentioned the situation, and if Jackie and Curtis are secure in their marriage, it shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, but do you think it was like Jackie saying that that's like a reason that she doesn't want to go was a reach in the moment, even though we might believe Toya would bring
I felt like she needed a way out instead of her just saying like, I do feel like she needed an escape. She needed a reason, and she picked Toya.
Okay, all right. Before you go, Antonio, I want to say thank you guys for being in with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We just got one more scene to go, so we're gonna go ahead and put the link in the chat, honey. I hope everyone's having the day they deserves. And let us know, call in, let us know what you're feeling like, honey. And we'll go ahead and do that. Antonio, go ahead and let me know what you're feeling like, sweetie.
So for this one, I agree. It's to me, it didn't even. She did eat it up when they were kind of fighting over her. I've been knowing her for 20 years, and I've been best friends with her for the past 6 years, and it was crazy to to me, and she just kind of walked away and didn't say anything. I do feel like though Heavenly kind of, because to me Heavenly is becoming extremely predictable. And I felt like when this happened, I don't think Heavenly don't care that they going to Hilton Head, but I think Heavenly sees something where she think it could be a moment for them on this reality show. And oh, let me go ahead and throw Simone out there and go back and forth with her about this. Heavenly does not care, but I think she, in her mind, is producing and she's trying to do what she feels is best for the show as of right now. So it's to paint Simone as disloyal to Jackie and so on and so forth. I do like that Toya kind of clocked it in the reunion. I mean, not in the reunion, in the confessional. And I like that Simone was like, Jackie, get your bulldog. You know what I'm saying? Because it felt like Jackie wasn't gonna say anything, but oh, that's my mouthpiece right there now. So that's the person who is speaking my actual feelings about it. That was just kind of like it was odd also that I just don't feel like Toya would have thrown that out there. Like I just don't. Toya is uncouth and she she's just how she is sometimes. I just don't feel like she would have brought that up. And if you did feel like she would do that, then why not pull her to the side prior to, or because y'all can clearly, I'm sure y'all talking text off camera. Right. Off camera and say, hey, I don't really want you to bring this up if you was thinking about doing it. If they as cool as they try and portray when they, kind of coin themselves as the core four, like y'all the core four, you should be able to go to one of your other cores and tell them what you don't want them to do.
Exactly. Now I want to bring up what Miss Art World, honey, I love you, Art World. I do want to bring up what she just said. She said, I don't think it's a reach. It's just part of the reasons. The place the girls bringing it up, reliving it sounds draining. Just listening, move on. Now, I only think it's a reach because when Heavenly does it to other people, no one cares, especially Jackie. So Jackie would go in somewhere into an awkward situation with Toya, Simone, Sweet Tea, and bring up and say really off the wall inappropriate things, and Jackie just sits there and laughs and acts like she doesn't hear it. So I think for her to think she's special and in this regard, to not go to Hilton Head and think that kind of make it about her is kind of selfish or kind of self-centered, and it just kind of brings a light to me about Dr. Jackie. She's the real villain, Team Mariah. So that's how I think about it. The last scene, and Jackie's feelings are valid, but if Curtis and the knock of his knees don't care, then I don't think the other women should have to care either. So, he was there, he's the one that was running through the airport, that's not anyone's fault and nobody's business, honey. You're making us miss out on a good trip. So anyway, the last scene, the couples are packing. Simone, says she's giving Jackie the master because of the oversight. Toya's kids know what a vibrator is. Oh, sorry. And Alicia is packing for her husband as usual. The last scene is a 24-hour jump to the trip, and we hear Dr. Jackie on the phone saying that Curtis didn't want to come and open closed doors on the cheating issue, and tearfully says she's coming. I think she said she's coming, and that she will call him back. Was she crying? Was she crying when she said that?
She said she's going to talk to him.
Oh, okay. At dinner, what it seemed like dinner, Heavenly is going off on Simone again about the trip's location, saying that they had addressed the problem and Simone did not heed that warning and she just did what she wanted. We see Curtis and Jackie at the trip, and they're saying they didn't come to air dirty laundry. We see Sweet Tea telling Dr. Jackie that she should be in the hot seat, and Dr. Jackie says, "Bring it." Next scene, we see Sweet Tea crying and saying, that she's tired and she doesn't know if she can take it. Then we see Sweet Tea saying that she tried, that she's tired and wants to speak, and that no one cares about how she feels in the group. She's going off, doing what Sweet Tea does. Dr. Jackie telling her that she will handle the baby later in a condescending tone. And Sweet Tea says that she doesn't need handling and ends with a resounding F you. Kima and his knock knees just want civil discourse. And Simone says, not with Heavy. You must ain't never met Heavy. Big Heavy without the knock knees, but with the ugly dress. So that's pretty much it for the episode. And that was like a quick rundown for next week's episode or whatever. And it was kind of, jam-packed. So what do we think about what we saw? The breakdown of, Sweet Tea crying, Sweet Tea cussing, Jackie out, Jackie saying I'll handle the girl later, and all this other stuff. I'll let you go, Dream.
Y'all told me whenever Jackie went to the house for the first time to see Sweet Tea, did she tell Sweet Tea I haven't been here since Quad was here, or was that in her confessional?
No. She mentioned I want to say I don't know. She definitely mentioned Quad's name, but I don't know. But she also said something about not being there in a while. I'm just not for sure if she mentioned Quad's name in that specific sentence. But she
that's what I was like, because if she did mention Quad, then I see Sweet Tea. Go ahead, girl. This is your chance for your little gift. I mean, I'm not in my congenial phase like Jazz. I'm a little petty right
That's
now.
Crazy.
So
you are.
So with that being said, they're over here having Quad show up. It's Quad this whole time, and now we're going to a place that can trigger Jackie. Yeah, I'm bringing some stuff up. Hope you can handle it well, like you wanted me to handle it well too. Ooh, that's petty, right?
Guess you're in your petty.
All is fair, right?
Make sure to put it down next time in your little box. Antonio?
No, I agree with that, Dream. In regards to, I think Jackie has gotten away with a lot of stuff over the years. She's never really had to answer per se to anything that she's done or things that she's actually said or what she's done to other people. So I'm okay with Sweet Tea not kind of going at her, with Sweet Tea going at her for sure. I think it's Jackie turns on her mama voice and like I'm gonna handle baby girl. I like the Sweet Tea was like, no, I don't need no handling. Like I enjoyed that and I want to see it. Now, granted, I don't know how well it's gonna work out for Sweet Tea, but I always feel like if it's the people is unsure, if you're unsure of your future in this situation anyway, you might as well go ahead and say what you got to say and go out with a bang. So I'm okay with her, going at Dr. Jackie. I think Dr. Jackie needs some discipline.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think Dr. Jackie has gotten away way too long with her smart, condescending comments to everybody. Even when Dr. Heavenly first got in there, she was like, honey, we know a dentist is different from a doctor. So even just stuff like that, she walks around and gives everybody a good lip besides Curtis. And that's all I can say about that. With Sweet Tea, I think that maybe this first year, she just was rough around. She's a rough around the edges girl anyway. But like I've said plenty of times on camera and in the comments, Sweet Tea is very accomplished herself. She's not a dummy. She's college educated. She's a veteran. She has her own accolades. But I just think that we including us, we've made fun of her simple nature. You know what I'm saying? And it's not as refined as the other women. And that doesn't make her any less intelligent. So I think that the constant jabs at her age and kind of a jab at her lack of refinement has weighed on her for this season. And I think that it's time for her to let loose, honey, because you think I'm a country bumpkin. I'm going to show you a country bumpkin, okay? And I'm going to get with you, honey. It's not a power trip, but it's definitely necessary. And I think that Dr. Jackie it's her time. I think she's skated around with her lonely bones enough. So
Somebody needed to bring it back up because they let that situation just go by with ease. To me,
Yeah.
everyone else was getting trashed for different situations.
That is true.
Eugene, how
And we remember right after it happened, him pulling Toya on his lap. Yeah.
Did that. Now I like a good side grab, but I don't like nobody else.
that was crazy.
I like a good pull down, but I don't like nobody else's man doing that.
He set her right on down.
That's the only thing. He got some big hands, but then wasn't Eugene.
He can't do that, Jackie.
Well, he does like this to Jackie, probably. Woo! I am so sorry, you guys.
That was not
That was not necessary.
Real
That was
deal.
congenial.
I'll take the blame. It's petty dream today.
Woo! He probably does it like that. Like this. Okay, so that was the end of this episode. People in the comments, please give me a rate from 1 through 10 of the episode. Quick, Antonio and Dream, let me know which I would rate the episode.
For me, for the episode,
I'm sorry.
maybe let me think back. Hold on. I'll give it a 6 because of Aiden. I wanted to say 5, but I thought about Aiden and his speech, so I'll give it a 6, maybe a 5.5, 6, 5.75. We'll go with
Dream.
I'm gonna give it a 7 because Aiden carried this episode.
He did. He's just such a smart guy, just a smart young man, and these Black kids on Bravo, at least they're doing something right. So, do we have anybody in the chats? On the line? Oh, hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Is it me? Oh, hi. So just a couple of things.
What's your name, baby? What's your name?
M.
And
M. Oh, okay. Sorry about it.
Hi. I'd never come to the Marriage with Medicine. I'm usually like Beverly Hills or Miami. But I do listen to you guys. I just never have time to join. So just a couple of things. Toya really needs to be better to her husband. He is going to leave her if she doesn't become nicer to him, doesn't become more grateful to him, because whether she likes it or not, he can actually leave her because she has her own money and he probably won't end up paying any alimony. He could just leave. She has her own finances. She has this little business she's going with. She has that Bravo check. She probably makes more than him. She might end up paying him alimony, if I'm being real. Sweet Tea needs to stop calling people old because her husband is old. He's one of the oldest castmates, with the exception of Curtis and maybe Jackie and Simone. He's up there. He's in his 50s, late 50s. He's older than Heavenly. So for her to be calling all these women old, but not showing any respect to her elders is weird. I know she's from the South. You can't, if someone is older than you, then you would be respectful towards them, or you would shut up. You know what I mean? Because if you just want to,
Yeah, so you feel like they should be able to continue to talk about her age or disrespect her?
I think the thing is, when she came here, she really did show her age. She acts younger than she is. She's in her 30s. This is a grown woman, but I feel like some of the things she says, it shows her maturity. When her wedding dress scene, just some of the comments she was making about I'm in a old person support group dating or something. When she was I just think there's moments in her that is very immature. I think she clearly is a gold digger. Whether she is or not, she has shown herself to be a gold digger. She's made these comments. These women were concerned, but I think what it is she's unwilling to just like not let things go. She's constantly, and yes, they are gonna pick at her. They picked at Toya all the time in the beginning, but you know what? Whether you like it or not, like sometimes it's like it's just probably par for the course. But like the other dentist lady, she's not that much older than her, you know, and yet no one is like talking about her age. No one is calling her like childish. No one is doing any of that, and they're
Alicia?
very yeah. Alicia is like in her 30s as well. So like, why is she in her 30s? I believe she's probably in her 30s. You know, she doesn't seem if she's older, she's in her late 30s. The age difference between your early 30s and 30s generally very similar like life. They're both like in a very similar space in their life, finishing school, marriage, children, you know. Alicia does have a young family, so it's not like she's that much older. I don't know her exact age, but I don't think she's so much older than her, but yet she doesn't get the same comments, you know? It's the way you carry yourself sometimes.
I don't even think they
Um,
talked to Alicia. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah.
Alicia
And
hasn't been as involved with it.
yeah. And Quad never got that either. Quad was what, 33 when the show started? And she never got any little girl comments
They
either.
did
No
it
one
though. They did it.
they
They just
they
did.
did. They didn't do it as much. Sweet
Yeah.
Tea's really getting it because Quad really did like really cared, and Quad didn't insult their age. She wasn't like you old hags or these old women. Quad didn't really do that, you know. And I think that's probably why because Sweet Tea is making fun of their age, so they of course they're gonna attack her age back. I don't want to talk much about her, anyways. Heavenly, I hated her dress, her nip slipping figure skating dress. I
God.
just felt the whole time her boobs are out, and she never like even tried to correct it. She just gave up. She just gave up. It was just so weird. I was like, what did she do? I
Man.
literally kept seeing the little box hiding her. First, I didn't notice, but then when I looked closer, I was like, oh, her nips are out. Every scene, her nips were out. Every scene. It was just so awkward.
About this.
Heavenly and Simone's conflict, like I honestly kind of agree with Heavenly. I don't think Simone set her up. I don't think she made sure they went to this place so Dr. Jackie could be uncomfortable. But I do think she should have changed it when she saw how upset, because she was there with the whole Curtis scandal and how devastated Jackie was. I think she should have been like, you know what? We thought about it. Let's go somewhere else. The place wasn't so expensive. They couldn't cancel and just move it somewhere else, you know? So I do, and also I do feel like their conversation was very, I don't know what it is, but the editing was kind of choppy to me. It really showed Heavenly getting angry and raised. It almost like didn't show from point one to point two. It just showed Heavenly very angry, and I'm like, wait, what happened between calm to anger, you know? And it was like, I just feel like there's stuff, maybe I think there's things we're missing in the conversation that probably, I think someone might have said or done something that made Heavenly even go off, because there was points where Simone was acting kind of like, I don't know what you're talking about. This is my friend. I'm like, that's not what they're saying. They're saying that you're not being empathetic to your friend's plight. You were there. She keeps saying, instead of being like, I understand, she's like, no, we were friends for 20 years. You don't know her. And I'm just like, that's not what Heavenly or Dr. Jackie's saying. You know, you're not listening. So I think there's things we are missing from the conversation. And then and I do think Curtis needs to go to this trip, because I think he needs to face the firing squad. The truth is, Dr. Jackie, he embarrassed her nationally on TV. There was like on everywhere, on television, on the newspapers, magazines, the internet, social media. The guy completely like, you know, and she stayed with him, and staying with him really hurt her credibility for a while.
Right.
So I think for her sake, I think when she said, I want to go, he should have been like, okay, we're going.
Right.
And then they should have showed up as a united team and been like, whatever they said, be like, listen, this is 6 years ago. This is my wife. I love her. We worked through it. Let's move on. I think people would have dropped it, because nobody wants to see their marriage end.
Right.
Maybe Sweet Tea does. But You know, I don't
Right.
think the others will. Even Simone said it. I would never want to hurt their marriage.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's just some of the things. Even though I am also in my 30s,
Oh,
I'm very close to her age as well. So I just feel like I don't carry myself that way. And so I feel like I don't, I think being young is great, obviously, enjoy your youth. But like, I don't think it's a license to like act as disrespectful. And I do think she's been quite disrespectful. I know they've disrespected her, and I'm not in the place of thinking that maybe some of the comments she says are not unwarranted. I just think saying Dr. Heavenly's mom's in hell, talking about their age, and just the way she just like attacks Jackie, like, and
yeah.
have like, I think, like, you know what, there was a way. If you really have these problems with these women, go to lunch with them, be like, listen, we may have not started off the wrong foot. I may have said some things, but let me tell you something. I don't appreciate you calling me young and like naive and whatever you want to say. I don't like you guys calling me a gold digger. Maybe I misspoke. I was, you know what I mean? Like, she was living with, yeah, she was living with this man for 4 years before she married him. So it's like, yeah, I am cleaning, I'm cooking, I'm making a home. I deserve to, if you want to be taken care of, like, I think that's something you can stand on. You're like, listen, this is my value. I want a man who can provide for me. And if
Okay.
you think that's wrong, then that's your business. And and I agree with Alicia too. I think Alicia, I don't like her husband, but at the same time, it's her marriage.
Right.
If And also, fun fact, African women are not quiet women. Like, this fact, like, all these, like, where he's trying to be like, oh, African American women are this, and I'm like, no, they're not. Just because your African wife might not scream at you like in front of her friends does not mean like she's not going to get you at home. You're
Okay.
still going to get it. I just think this idea, like, African women are timid and scared of their husband, maybe that's not true. I feel like if you're mad, you're mad.
Girl, Em, I want to thank you, girl. You done broke it down. Really,
Hmm.
really, you
Hmm.
could have hosted today. But I appreciate you. I appreciate that. And I'm glad you called us, honey. Just come back. I know you're just watching Beverly Hills in Miami, but we enjoy you here. Thank you for coming in and call back again next week, honey.
I
Okay?
will. I will.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Em. Have a good
Thank
night.
you, Miss
Bye.
Sia. Let me tell you before you hop on here, honey, I don't give up if you 55 or 65, I'ma cuss you the fuck out. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Honestly.
There's a level of respect that we gotta have for people, but I'm also closer to 40 than I am 30. So watch it, grandma. Let's bring the last caller. So Capricorn, you ain't at work today. Wait
No,
a minute. Okay.
I just
Just
do
want.
overnights now.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
I'm off
I'm glad to
tonight.
see you, friend. How you doing?
It's good. Hope everybody's doing well.
Yeah.
Um, so I just have a few things. The party. It was. I like Damon's event. I like what Damon's doing in the community, in the Black community, and what he's showing. And I like that they highlighted that because I feel like a lot of stuff with the drama and everything like that. Sometimes it falls in the backside of things, and so I like when they highlight the big stuff that the doctors and the and everyone is doing in the community.
Right.
So I think that was really a really great thing to show. Um, Dr. Heavenly trying to hook Phaedra up with somebody was hilarious. I don't think she need to. I don't think Dr. Heavenly is the person for that job. Honestly, um, um, the Hilton Head thing. I do agree that I don't think that Simone was even thought about it. I do think she probably was. She forgot all about the whole situation. However, I do agree that when she heard that when she saw that it bothered her friend, when her friend actually said like it bothered me, and I might not come, and my husband might not come, that she should have changed it. And I felt like also for this to be their 10th season and their 10th and the 10th trip that they or 10th trip that they had, they should have been somewhere better than cheapo Hilton Head. Like I feel like it should have like for real. I feel and like I feel like I even agree with what Carlos usually says. Like Married to Medicine is the stepchild of Housewives of Atlanta, and I feel like they still get they basically get crumbs. And I feel like Simone should have. I feel like Simone also, you've been there 14 years. You should have fought for a better trip for the cast, especially if you're going to be the one hosting it. Like even if it's not, even if it's not abroad, like somewhere better than where you guys are going. Phaedra's party for Aiden. Um, Phaedra always does it up when she does her events. We've seen it in Atlanta. We've seen all like everything how she does. She always goes all out. Um, I I really loved Aiden's speech. I really felt like this is what we needed to see from Phaedra. Period. Like her soft side and her family, the family side of things. Like, and the thing is, like some people, I saw some people say before, like it seemed like rehearsed. It to me, it didn't seem like rehearsed because kids will tell you if it was rehearsed. Especially he's a teenager. Teenagers ain't gonna go on there and just act like uh, well, yeah, I love you, mom, and nah, like you could tell, you could see the emotion in his face that he was really feeling that he meant what he was actually saying. Because he even said, like, you're tough on us. Like, if I was going to pretend, I'm not going to say my mom tough on me. I'm just going to go in there and say, like, I love you, mom. I appreciate what you did for me. He was actually honest. He poured his heart out. Like he was saying, like, you're tough on us. We know what you sacrificed for us to get us here. And so I really love that portion of everything and showing the soft side of Phaedra and not the shady side so much. Um, Jackie used Jack. We've seen Jackie use Heavenly as her mouthpiece since the time when Buffy was on the show, and Buffy even, she when Heavenly was trying to speak up for Jackie and saying, "Well, Jackie didn't mean it like that." Well, no, like let Jackie say how she meant it, because at the end when Jackie was did all that stuff like that fake apology she did, like that wasn't good for her. That wasn't a good look for her. That's when I started to look at Jackie sideways. And I pretty much love the whole cast, but I look at you sideways sometimes. But all around, I think it was a decent episode. I'm glad they took Dr. Alicia off mute and gave her a confessional. And I do want to say that Dr. Alicia is just turned 40 in October. She's not in
Right.
her 30s.
Old
She just
hat.
turned 40 in
Oh
October.
no, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that. I'm just kidding.
And that's pretty much all I had.
What's
Thank you
up,
guys for having me again.
I want to thank you for holding on to the line and getting your stuff out, honey, and go to work. Because I don't, for real. For real. Nah, just kidding. Thank you.
Y'all have a good night.
All right,
Bye.
you too.
Well, honey, that's it, ain't it? Okay. Because if it ain't, I'm sorry, we're gonna have to jump on next week. But listen, I want to thank you guys. Look at me holding Dr. Jackie. No, just kidding. I'm gonna thank you guys for tuning in. I'm just kidding. I want to thank you guys for listening in. It was a joy. It was a great little episode recap for you guys. Definitely don't forget to like and subscribe. Today is Tuesday, so we're gonna get the Miami Beverly Hills. Is it Beverly Hills in Miami?
Yeah, Beverly Hills tomorrow, Miami Thursday.
And Thursday. And then, of course, don't forget that you'll be seeing me on Potomac on Monday. And thank you guys. Thank you, Dream. Thank you, Antonio, for leaning in with me today. If there's something else, honey, have the day you deserve. And
Peace.